G10 day 1, we're introducing where the letter A may say R. So if we say these words to spell them, we'd say them a bit differently. So we'd go fast, last, past, but-ath, put-ath, kul-as, gut-ur-as, and gut-ul-as. So but what we actually say now is we give that an R sound. So we're going fast, last, last, put-ast, but-ath, put-ath, put-as, kut-ul-as, gut-ur-as, gut-ul-as, glass. So if we go back to that say to spell, you can understand why we have two S's on the end of these words, because if that was making it short sound, we know if it's a short word with a short sound that ends with S, quite often we put two S's on the end of the word. So put-as, pass, class would be the double S if we were giving it that short at sound. Grass would be the double S and glass will be the double S. So now we've changed the way we pronounce these words. We still have to follow that rule of double S after that A in these words because it was originally a short sound. Okay, so we've got, what do these words mean? Fast means to move quickly. Last, the opposite to last would be first. So you're either first in line or the last in line. If you're talking about last night or last week, it means previously. In the past, if you rewind the clock and you go back to yesterday or years before, that means in the past. Bath is if you have a tub at home, you might fill it with water and have a nice bath. You can bath your dog. There's lots of things that you can do. Path is like a track that you may follow, a pathway. Pass is when it's a verb and it's when you give something to someone. And this is actually a noun too, where you may get a ticket or a pass to go somewhere. So it could be a noun or a verb. Class could mean a place as in your classroom. This is your class where you have people in your class. And also a class can be a rank where you might put things in an order from good to better to the best of something. Grass is like the plants that grow outside. It might be a grass that you want there, or it might be a whole pile of grasses that have come up that might be weeds. So it's a type of plant that grows on the ground. Glass, you could have a glass like this that you drink from, and if you put ES on the end and you have glasses, that could talk about the glasses that people wear to make seeing easier. You also have glass on your windows, so you would call that a pane of glass, so it's a sheet of glass. Okay, let's look at these words. We're going to read them, sound them, spell them, cover and write them. So we'll give them, we'll say to spell, so we'll go fast, 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 F-A-S-T, F-A-S-T, F-A-S-T. Cover them and then don't forget to check them at the end. Now, if you're going to do the correct sound that we give it today, ul-ast, 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 you recognise that it's very important to do this spelling it as well, because otherwise you might be tempted to put that R in, and we know there's no R in any of these words. So then you'd have to make sure you go L-A-S-T, L-A-S-T, L-A-S-T. So you work out whether you're better to sound the word as we say it today, or if you need to sound to spell it to make it easier for you to remember that there is no R in any of these words. Off you go. G10 day 2, we're revising the letter A for the R sound. So even though we say R, we know that there isn't an R in any of these words. So sometimes it's easier to say the word to spell it. To make the spelling easier, we say it as it could be said. Fast, last, past, bath, path, pass, class, grass, glass. But, so that might make the spelling easier for you, but we know in Australia we give this A in these words an R sound. So we're going fast. We have to know though not to write the R in, just the A is making that sound. So we've got fast, last, past, bath, path, pass, class, grass and glass. Let's go back and highlight that sound in all of those words to remind you that there isn't an R. Sounds like there is, but we're not going to be tricked. We know that you don't put an R in after the A in all of these words. Now, if these were making their short sound, pass, pass, class, we would put double S at the end of it. So that rule still applies. So short word, short vowel sound, we put double S. We've just changed the way that we pronounce these words. So the old rule still applies. So let's read the word, sound the word, spell the word, and then write it. So we're going to go fast, fast, F-A-S-T. And that's very important that we sound the word and then we spell it, because when we spell it, we know we're not putting that R in. That's why we always change from the sound to the spelling. Last, last, L-A-S-T. All right, down here it says copy and fill the gap with a list word. You run very to try not to be You run very fast to try not to be last. And then you have to get your long strip of paper to cover the sentence while you try and write it from memory. So let's have a quick look again. You run very fast to try not to be last. So don't forget your capital letter at the start of a word. You run very fast to try not to be last. And if you needed to, you could have had a quick sneak peek if you forgot the sentence or you weren't sure of how to spell one of those words. Don't forget your full stop at the end, and you always start a sentence with a capital letter. People drink from something. Broken something is very sharp. We gave the dirty dog a People walk along the Copy the list word and draw. So you might want to get your highlighter out again and highlight the word that has the R sound in it and we're just using the A. The clock shows 2:30. A car going past your house. So then you'd have to write that word here, and you've got two pictures that you have to draw. Fill in the gap with the correct word, past or past. We walked past your house would be this one. Each time we passed it, we saw the garden. So this is a verb, so we're going to use the ED on this one, where we're using it as a verb. In the something, we have always stopped, and once again we'd use this one here. In the past, we'd use that word there. We have always stopped. Okay, here you've just got to write the word next to the picture. What am I? Just fill in the missing word. In G10 day 3, we're revising that the letter A may make the R sound. So we've got fast, last, past, bath, path, pass, class, grass, glass. Sometimes it's easier to say these words to make the spelling easier when we would say fast, last, past, bath, path, pass, class, grass, glass. But see what you feel like doing. If you can remember that the A is making an R sound, then you could just say the words as they're meant to be pronounced. So we know that it's the A that's making that R sound in all of these words. And these bottom ones, as we discussed yesterday, all have the double S at the end of them. This one has a TH, which you've also learnt previously. Okay, so let's read the word, sound the word, spell the word, cover it and write it. So first word is fast, fast, F-A-S-T. So we have to spell the word at the end. It's very important so that we know not to put that R in. We know that it's the A making that R sound. That's why we always transfer from the sound to the spelling. So we've got last, last, L-A-S-T, and cover it as you write it. So you can finish those off when we've been through the whole page. Verb families. Verbs are doing words. So pass, passes, passing, passed. If we're using pass as a verb, it's written in its different tenses. So you just have to write the base word. Comparators and superlatives mean when we add the ER, it means more. When we add the EST, it means the most of a bigger group. So the base word would be fast. Then we'd have the comparative would be faster. We're comparing perhaps two fast runners, and then the fastest runner out of the whole group, we would say he is the fastest. We add EST to the word. Alphabetical order, you have to say the alphabet. As you do, you're going to check these words to see if any of these words are the letter that you're saying in the alphabet. So we look at the first letter, and be careful here because we've got two words that have the same first letter. We've got path and pass. So then you have to look at the third letter, and it's different in each of them. So then you have to work out which letter comes first in the alphabet, the T or the S. Well, I can tell you the S comes before the T, so you'd have to put pass before path when you're writing your alphabetical order out. Combined with a list word, we're going to make a compound word. So we've got to find something that goes with way, something that goes to house, something mat, like a bath mat, or something room. Now we've given you the number of letters in the word to help you. Another room, but this one's only got 4 letters in it. That one had 5. And a bike, 4 letters. Bike, probably a path, but see how you go. Find the small words in these words. So you've got to find the little words. There's 2 little words in the word bath, and there's 2 little words in the word path. And you have to write those small words on those 2 lines. Singular means there's only one of these things. Plural means there's more than one. And when we make something mean more than one, we can add S or ES onto the end of the word. So we've got 1 glass, 2 glasses. Now when you write ES, it says is, but when you hear S, you just know to write an S. So 1 something, all the classes in the school, class is. We're hearing that is sound on both of those, but here you're just writing the base word. 1 bath, 2 baths. See here we're just hearing the S and we know just to write an S. We only write the ES when we hear the is. Glass is, class is. Write the base word of each word. Fasten comes from the word fast. Lastly comes from the word last. And grassless comes from the word grass. So you can write those base words in on those lines there. G10, day 4, our interest strand this time is transport, and we're looking at bicycles. So name the parts of this bicycle. So we've got brakes, handlebars, a tyre, some spokes, a seat, a wheel, some gears, a chain, and pedal. So you have to finish off those words, and they're all sounds that you can spell. A unicycle has how many wheels? So we know uni means 1. So you'd have to put 1 wheel. A bicycle has how many wheels? You know that BI means 2, so that gives you the hint. And a tricycle has how many wheels? Tri means 3, so I've got 1, 2, 3. Uni means 1, bi means 2, tri means 3, like triangle. So you can fill in the words here. I don't want the numbers, I want you to write the words for the numbers. Now, here it says, draw a penny farthing. So you might know that a penny farthing has a great big wheel at the front and a little tiny wheel at the back. And people used to ride these bikes. It was the first bike ever that people had. So a penny farthing, a penny is a coin and a farthing is a coin. So one's a big coin and one's a small coin. So why is it called a penny farthing? You have a think about it. Big wheel, little wheel. You could look up, you could Google it and see, find out some more information about those. Then you also on this day have to design a poster to persuade people to wear a helmet when they ride a bike. And you could make your poster as colourful as you like, but you really want to make sure people wear their helmet. It's very safe to wear a helmet on a bike.